Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, aunties and uncles and nieces and nephews and cousins and everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review, where we will be talking about Southern Charm. And usually you hear me say I will be talking about, but my co-host Aaron is here, and we're going to be talking about Southern Charm Season 10, Episode 1. Please welcome Aaron.
Yay! Thank you for having me. I'm so glad we have another show to review.
Okay, and we're about to do another one.
I know. Listen, we have our things, folks. We have our things that we like to talk about. And this is actually my favorite thing to talk about with you. Because we both really love Southern Charm.
Yes.
We've been
watching since season 1. And
yep.
I mean, I still think I missed season 7, but anyway.
I know. I think I missed one too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I missed a season or two myself. But yeah, we're here. We've been on this journey with them. We have been on this journey, growing and changing, and they won't be rebooting like Vanderpump Rules because they're not outgrowing their storyline premise.
They are evolving. We see the evolutions of folks.
We do.
Some have left, some are staying, and I think we've got a couple of newbies jumping off. We got Molly, the model.
Right.
I think it was 2 guys and a girl, 2 girls and a guy, but so far we've been introduced to Molly.
Correct. We haven't met the other one yet.
Okay, great. I ain't tripping.
Nope.
And who's the person that left? Olivia.
Yeah.
Olivia's not here.
Yeah, sorry.
So,
bye.
Hey, Olivia, if you're watching.
She does have her own podcast now. Good luck with that.
Good luck, Olivia. So now, Southern Charm. Girl, I am shocked. My favorite is still Shep. I don't care what nobody say.
Well, then I bet you're so glad.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
Got to see his little flat booty.
You know what? I think it's because his stature is what I like. So I just said, okay, cool. I'm gonna attach myself to Shep. And, like you said, he's been working out, going to the gym, cutting back on the alky. So hey, and I heard he liked the swirl, so I may have a chance.
Listen. He needs a good woman. Not anyway. Yes,
girl. Okay, so you want to just get right up in there, right?
Dig right in.
Okay, so we got your favorite guy, JT.
Oh, gosh. I love him. No, he's the fun little villain. He's the spice they need. He's the seasoning on the chicken. Little weirdo.
Girl, when they called him Willy Wonka and with that cane, I think it was Rodrigo. I fell out. Oh my, but that's later on in the show. But
yep, I know.
Oh boy. So him and Venita. So pretty much they've been getting, closer as friends since the reunion and that trip they took to Bahamas or Jamaica or something.
Yeah, I think it was the Bahamas.
Right. And so they're getting ready for the Carolina Cup. That's like the horse race thing that people go to. They have various types. So this is called the Carolina Cup out there in South Carolina. And they're shopping for some new digs. And apparently he had an ATV accident to where he has to walk on a cane. He thought his leg was ripped off from his body, but it wasn't. He was projectiled from the ATV
Yep.
And then it came rolling down the hill on him, and then he thought his leg went the other way, child. But you know what? Listen, I understand, because when I had my knee injury back in 2016 or 2017, girl, I thought my knee was about to rip off. So I get it, but it wasn't no ATV. It was something else.
Yeah, but you probably have a better picture than that yellow ass bruise that's like, give me a break. I nearly crushed my legs. Now look at this. Oh, I mean, it looked like a big one, but I fell down the stairs at Thanksgiving in the Airbnb, and I have a darker bruise than that. But I'm fine. So anyway.
And they're flirting, girl. I'm like, wait.
You know what the smartest thing he could do? The smartest thing he could do is to get with that woman. I think Venita is really, truly one of the most beautiful ladies on Bravo, and very elegant. He'd be lucky.
She is. She does seem like I don't want to say total package, but she seems like you say, one of the good ones to get with. No, she ain't with no foolishness, head on straight. She ain't out there thotting and bopping.
And she likes him.
And risking her pH, you know what I'm saying? Just
yeah, he'd be so lucky to have her. Stupid, yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I guess Manny gone, child. Manny gone.
I know, right?
And then I start talking about Austen, of course, the elephant always in the room when it comes to JT. And, you know, he's willing to make amends. You know what I'm saying? He just wants to end whatever it is, you know. But we're going to find out. So, yeah, they trying to find him something to wear, child. And that's pretty much it with them. The next we got Austen and Craig. They getting ready to go see Shep on his family farm / plantation. Girl, I looked it up. Girl, wait. I looked at the Boykin plantation, child. And yes, Alexander Hamilton, whatever, is all up and through it. On Shep's daddy's side, he said, is the Boykin name. And girl, he ain't lying.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been kind of the figure, the mascot for this show, because he has deep Southern family wealth. He's a colonizer.
I mean, it is what it is. Like that's pretty much him. I'm pretty sure Patricia, her family.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe her husband's family, however her wealth came to be.
Right.
It just kind of, you know, it goes with it. And just like even with the girl that ain't there no more, Ravenel and
Catherine.
Yeah. Both of them. I remember her grandmother is, I think she's a DAR, Daughters of the American Revolution.
Yeah, she's related to John C. Calhoun, who was one of the presidents.
There you go.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, this is the reality of the elites in the South. They have this, you know, our American history period, because, you know, It's not like that. There's Northern families that have a lot, you know, exploitation happened in all kinds of ways, indentured servants and you know, housekeeping staff he didn't pay enough, and all of these things. But but it goes back deep and wide.
It sure does. And it's just real interesting to know about history and everything, like you said.
It is.
And they, you know, they're part of the Confederacy. So it is what it is. Again, you know, history is great.
Yep.
And then so they're just getting ready to go see Shep. At the same time, Shep is arriving to the farm, getting ready. His I don't want to call him servant, but
it's the foreman, basically. It's like the man that runs the farm.
The innkeeper.
Yes.
Farm.
The innkeeper.
So they're there, you know, to welcome him. You know how it is with wealth. You know, they bring your bags in. You know, they checking on you. Hey, how you doing, son? Because they know them all their life. You know how it is.
Exactly.
And he's getting all ready. Everybody got on their pastels and everything, getting ready. And so, you know, while Shep and Craig are on their way, what, an hour, almost 2-hour ride? Ooh, child. Shep has said he might as well go ahead and get ready. But he's talking to the innkeeper about getting healthier and everything, talking about he went to, now help me with this word, child.
Are you talking about ayahuasca?
Thank you. Child. Now that's in Costa Rica?
Yes.
Now you have a better handle on that. Can you explain that to the people who don't know?
Yes, I can. I am definitely in the camp of the West Coast, slightly, witchy hippie white woman thing. So, ayahuasca is an herb that is traditionally from indigenous cultures, especially down in South America, that you kind of go on like a vision quest where it's kind of like using the same sort of idea as using mushroom psilocybin. People have kind of gotten it down to a pretty like safe and positive experience. Costa Rica has a lot of newly like resorty type situations now, which some folks would say that that's not really doing what you're supposed to do, but this is a very gentrified version of a spirit quest that Shep did to try and help him kind of come to terms with. A lot of people use it to start taking steps to treat a substance abuse addiction, some of the issues that they have that they're trying to self-medicate with. Sorry, that was long-winded, but
it is what it is. I mean,
that's the whole thing about what he was doing. Trying to anyway.
For him. Good for him. So pretty much that's what it was.
Yeah, sorry. I'm like, ooh, sum it up. Ooh, went down there. Sorry.
And I think some of us heard it, but a lot of people haven't. It's I'm seeing a lot more of that being talked about in a lot of the personal vlogs and things that I've been, watching on YouTube.
Yes.
People's, own channels and their, lifestyle, fashion, how they do. Yeah. And then they go down there and do, all these different experiences, not just ATVs and yachting and catamarans. They actually do some more culturalistic events, and that's kind of cool. I don't think I would, because I don't really want to go down in that area. I'm still trying to get up the nerve to get down there. So far, I've just been hitting the Caribbean, child. That's just
right. Well, yeah,
But you know what? Let's back up track a little bit. While Craig and Austen were driving up, they spoke about Austen got a girlfriend, child. Some girl he met, dark hair, looking all cute and stuff, and they got pet names, and they just, on the gram. They Instagram official, child. When they saying they go together on Instagram, it's the real deal. They ain't just hiding in the cut with it. So I'm like, okay, so Austen claiming somebody, trying to be monogamous. Couldn't even say it without laughing. Trying to be monogamous. Can you say it, Austen? Listen, if you're listening, watching, and listening. Monogamous. There you go. Monogamous. I forgot her name, but yeah, she's cute girl. Cute girl.
Oh, I did too. Pookie, whatever the hell. How old is she?
Girl.
20 nothing. Young enough to be led around by the nose, to not demand equity in a relationship or any kind of compromise. And she's beautiful, but this is exactly what these men do. Shame on you, Austen.
Shame.
Get out of here with Pookie. Whatever. Be the nice guy this season. Yeah, just be the nice guy this season, because I'm tired of you and your womanizing ways. So stay in that one for a while.
So we're back to the plantation, and they're just getting ready for everything. Next, we see Madison. She meets up with Molly, the new girl. She's apparently been on America's Next Top Model. She has a career in modeling with some high-profile labels. I forgot what them was, child. And she talks of a thyroid disorder, to where, you can either gain or lose, but most likely gain weight because of the imbalance in your thyroid and everything. And she mentions that her and Craig know each other. They used to do a little sexting.
Isn't that funny how you could do that? Like, you've never met this person in the, as they both said, in person, but that's what y'all did? That's crazy.
Girl, only fans before fans only, girl, I guess. And also, she's Whitney's old work. Like, okay, girl, the pH, watch the pH, watch the pH.
Well, we know it about this group. We know it. They are as pH imbalanced as Vanderpump Rules. They are very pH imbalanced.
Child. So they're talking about getting ready and everything for the Carolina Cup. And is it me or did Madison lose about 15, 20 pounds? She looks still a lot smaller than last season.
Yeah, she definitely looks like, she's like riding the trend of the uber thin right now.
I'm just saying, because I'm like, wait, no, Madison. Because she wore, you know how you go trying on stuff, you got to wear something that's like skin tight or, something loose, just something easily to get on and off or put on. But I'm like, dang, girl, it looked like she could wear some of Bethany's clothes, child. She looked real little. But sometimes, in the last 15 years, I've been seeing how women will lose weight when they know that they're going to get pregnant because they don't want to be uber excessive in their weight versus,
Right.
So maybe that's partly why,
That is her storyline this season, is the pressure to have a baby.
Oh, I hope it works. Because Brett looked like he's chomping at the bits.
Yep.
That's her new husband, y'all. So yeah, so we meet Molly. Any words on Molly?
She seems nice. Welcome.
Yes.
She's got plenty of history with them. And when she said that she was 36, I'm like, oh, okay. So she's been running around with these fools, she or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, that's when you start aging out of the modeling stuff. They figure you.
Yeah, that's why when she was talking about not getting jobs so much anymore, I was like, I don't want to add to the misogyny of this moment, but it's not just weight these days, ma'am. We're also ageist as a society against women, so. But she's beautiful. I think she looks fantastic with the extra weight. I mean, my God, if only I had a booty like that when
and they always figure if you're oversized, like once you start getting into double digits, and she's probably not, but once you start hitting a 10, they consider that plus size modeling.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Size 10, y'all, is considered plus size modeling. Child, please.
No, I like Molly. She seems funny. She'll make a joke. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like her. I'm cool.
Yeah, she's good. So now again, we're going back to the plantation, y'all. So Craig and Austen show up to Shep's family farm, and they start getting into the things, they're winding down, and pretty much they start talking this, that, and the third, and it's just a lot of back and forth, especially with production, how they're showing, things that happen that pretty much kind of threaten their friendship. For instance, like the BravoCon 2024.
Yeah.
Where Shep was just crazy with the drinking. They mentioned on the reunion for season 9 reunion, they kept showing, production kept showing that too, all the arguments and everything, and the disappointments, and he was a plum mess, which is why he went to do the
ayahuasca.
And like he's been hitting the gym 4 or 5 times a week is what he said, cutting back on the alcohol. If he can't stop, at least he cutting back. Hey, it shows. He's looking healthier in the face, at least. Body's about the same. I don't think anyway. And then they start getting into their conversations and everything because they need to have a talk. Of course, that's why they're there, and just them. He didn't invite nobody else over there. It's just them 3 and the innkeeper and them. So they're just, they're getting into their discussions, and he's upset that he hasn't had any response from Austen and Craig, except a gym workout, I think once or twice. And pretty much, and I think as well, when there's someone struggling with substance abuse and it gets so bad that there's isolation, that's for a reason. It's for their own good, and also to break any codependency that may be helping that substance continue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, now this is my opinion. I don't have a degree in none of this, but this is my opinion. Like, I have lived, y'all. I have lived. I have seen things in my travels, and I have experienced a lot of different, either on the job or off the job, personal life, whatever. I know for a fact that when you're dealing with someone with substance abuse issues, whether it's alcohol or any other substance, you have to break from that and let them deal with what they deal with. And I think that's where Shep is confusing things. He wants support and friendship, but it was so bad that they had to just leave him alone for him to get himself together enough to where they even want to be around him. And I think that's where he is not, he's maybe in denial that it is labeled alcoholism. And to me, that's where I think he's a little in denial. What do you think about all of that?
Well, as we've been watching with a lot of people on Bravo, everyone is kind of having a journey. And I really do think being a celebrity where you're in these scenarios where you're also being filmed and your job is to be confrontating, confrontive. I think a lot of people, whatever is inherent in them gets exacerbated, right? We've seen it with Dorinda, we've seen it with Shannon, we've seen it with, so Shep is having his own moment here. The thing that, and I agree with you that like everybody there has to be some kind of consequences of like, I think what Craig is especially trying to say to him is that I don't party that way anymore, and like you say you're going to stop and then you don't, and like I don't want to be around you like this, you know what I mean? Like, and that's fair, because the thing that bothered me is that Craig had an Adderall addiction that he admitted to, and they have all held him up. People, he went away to I think it was the Bahamas for a while to get clean, but like Shep is not the only one on this cast that has struggled with substances. And then there was Catherine and all of her stuff. So I feel like they have every right, though, to just be like, well, we're kind of just done because this is like, I hear what they're saying. They're like, we've already been through this, so we needed a boundary. But I also agree with the way they resolved it. Shep was hurt that they didn't say that. And if they had been a little bit better about it instead of ghosting, right, he would have felt better. I love that they had a healthy talk about it, because it's a messy, complicated thing that they all know well. I don't know if this is the part to bring it up, but I'm very confused, and I love Craig. You know how I love Craig, but like Craig said he's not drinking, but he just invested in a spritzer, an alcoholic spritzer. There's like some drama because there's his girlfriend Paige, her cast is offended that Craig is invested in this competitive brand to one of theirs. So I don't really know what's going on there. I'm like, Craig, are you not drinking, but you're promoting an alcohol brand? Like, what's going on? And he's opening a bar with Austen.
So why is it a problem with the other cast members' brand? What's the issue?
They're on Summer House. Kyle has one of the main people has a spritzer called Loverboy, and he, it's heavily obvious. It's like Skinny Girl. It's heavily promoted on the show.
Yeah.
Craig wanted to actually invest in Kyle's brand, and it didn't happen. So Craig went ahead and invested in another spritzer that's basically like a direct competitor to Skinny Girl. Or not Skinny Girl, to Loverboy. And so now they're just using it as cast drama. I'm sure we'll see it on Summer House when Craig makes an appearance as Paige's boyfriend on that show. I don't know if they're going to talk about it on this show. But
I don't see it being a conflict personally. It's not like.
No, most people don't, but you know how they do. They're feuding.
Well, how about Taylor's brand?
Yes.
Remember when she was promoting all late in the game, but she was promoting something last season, some type of or was she just selling it?
She was a sales rep, but also she's not really friends with Kyle from Summer House. Craig is close to them as they've been on like the same, like similar shows. They like have a longer history and a friendship.
Okay, well, I guess they'll work it out, Chad.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, I
do get it. Yeah.
I love Craig. He's giving me little mixed messages with how he's moving. That's all.
Well, maybe he feels strong enough within his sobriety that it's not even an issue. Because I can see if he was still struggling, still getting in trouble, maybe getting DUIs, just still in the midst of, and he's, opening up something that he probably shouldn't do. But it seems like he's secure in his sobriety,
I am curious to see what that journey looks like for Craig as this show plays out. That's, you know what I mean? I want to see, because like I think I've seen him holding a spritzer a couple times. So I don't know. Maybe there's a non-alcoholic brand. I don't know. And really, I'm kind of like picking the fly. Are we deep enough in the fly shit out of the pepper? Where I'm just noticing, because everybody's talking about substances and lifestyle changes, and they're all examining how the way that they're living right now, challenges that.
I can see, also I kind of related to how a lot of these, they call it chemical dependency and recovery for those substance abuse and, pretty much the layman's drug addicts, quote unquote, where a lot of those therapists are recovering addicts. So in a way, maybe that's his way of keeping his sobriety. I don't know. I'm just thinking of stuff, but.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it works out, right? I mean, here's the deal. Substance misuse is way more of a spectrum than it has ever been before. We're dealing with, like you were talking about, there's people that are like at the tail end of addiction in some really dire places. And then there are people that are leaning too heavily on substances and it's negatively impacting their life. Thing we got, I think that's what a lot of them are doing at the moment. And I applaud them because we need to talk more about it. We need to take the shame out of all of this stuff and we need to let people grow and change. And if Craig is successful in which way he does it, then I applaud him.
Yes, and big ups to Craig and all of them. Now, there was another part to their conversation where Shep was describing his time in Costa Rica with the
ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca, thank you. I'm gonna get it. Ayahuasca. And now I've heard this too. There's some, quote unquote hallucinations people go through, maybe seeing things that would be a lot of what is that word? Analogies or
metaphors.
Thank you. For things. And when he described how he saw Austen and his little sister and his healing, I'm like, wow, that's deep, considering, pretty much, if you don't know, Austen lost his sister when they were both little children. She had an accident.
A horrific accident.
I forget exactly how. I'm thinking, anyway, it was just something horrible. And he mentioned how it, almost destroyed his family. Of course, I mean, no one wants to see a little casket going in the ground. You know what I'm saying?
She fell off a cliff during a hike.
It's just horrible.
Yeah.
And it was, so pretty much, I didn't really catch the significance, maybe something in reference to having some, empathy for him. Maybe he's struggling too. Maybe that's how I caught it. Again, I'm not a therapist. However, for him to dream about that or to have that type of remembrance during his healing, it's obvious, meaning it has something to do with his healing, meaning Shep's healing.
Mm-hmm.
And he had another. Now this was really interesting. How he he saw this bird, and it was a representation of Taylor, his ex-girlfriend that he did really bad. And then again, she was messing with Austen last semester, last season. So, Shep was really upset about that. So his vision of that bird was he was nurturing it, getting it pretty much back to a place of it, of it soaring into the sky. And as it went away, it bumped its body up against something or wall or a glass, and it kept bumping its neck to the point where it couldn't really move forward. And Austen said he had that same dream. Ain't that some shit?
Listen.
What do you think? What do you think, girl?
Shared dreaming is absolutely possible. There is I think a Harvard study of psychology where like shared dreaming is already an established phenomenon. But, I think that this was a cute little scene that was showing why Austen and Shep are friends, And also Taylor's boyfriend, the new one, is cute. Like, girl, bye boys, bye hoes, bye chuckleheads, bye. Whoop, move it along,
Ooh, that man look good.
Yeah, he does. I was like, bye chuckleheads, Taylor. Yeah. You know what the vision was? Let her alone. You need to go get a new bird, one that's around your age. Or maybe, 10 years younger.
Or maybe
you want to have kids.
Hey, Shep. Hey.
Right. Hey, someone. Yeah.
How you doing?
But no, Taylor has moved on. And hello to Gaston.
Girl, that's a nice name too. It sounds real manly. I like a good manly name myself.
She looks like she's happy. She's, glowing. Taylor, I don't know if we're moving on to that one, but he said he listens to me. And I was like, that's right. She's not a prop in this relationship. I'm happy for her.
Yes, and as we said, we're moving right along. So that was pretty much it for them. So everybody's getting ready for this Carolina Cup. And what was so funny, like I mentioned before, when JT told Venita that he was getting a sprinter for all the folks going to the Carolina Cup, when he came out and they were waiting for him, they got Leva, Rodrigo, his man, Molly, Taylor, I forget who else was there waiting for JT. Rodrigo called him Willy Wonka because he was walking out with that cane. And remember how Willy Wonka in the movie, Gene Wilder, he kind of walked up with that cane and just did like a flip, type of, hey, everybody. Yep. But yeah, that was just so funny because he did kind of remind me of Willy Wonka. Because he is, because of his height and the cane. It was just funny.
It was. Well, that's what he's here for. Didn't they call him a jester?
Girl, I don't know. Probably did.
Listen, I'm here for spicy little JT. With the cane. He's milking it for all it's worth. We got to have a character.
For the meantime that he will be here, child. Because he ducked out early, as we saw. But so pretty much on the way there, it's a real rockety trip. The bus hitting bumps and lumps and stuff, people flying in the air. It's kind of funny. So he had to go to the ladies' room, child, sorry. He had to go to the little boy's room really bad. He was just trying to hold it. He couldn't. So when he came back out, he had all these canes. He figured it would be a good idea to give canes out as a joke. But as he gave them out when they arrived, he didn't really symbolize it as a joke, especially with Austen. He gave it as a peace offering. He gave one that pretty much giving all canes to everybody that he knew And it just wasn't coming, it wasn't translating. People weren't receiving it as, you know, either funny or I don't know, maybe because it was coming from him, but his delivery when he gave the cane, it just wasn't hitting.
Nope, it wasn't landing, and he didn't
Right.
even do his sticky "Are we okay?" Like, he didn't do any of that crap. Like, so
Right.
his delivery ruined. Like, you and you know, fast forward to he just straight up offended Patricia.
Girl, I
So,
was just about to say, and Madison was like in her confessional, "What the hell are you? You don't give an old person a cane.
no,
It's
and
so
not
offensive, especially when you see her and just knowing about her. She's, you know, someone who's vibrant, you know, in the mix with all these little kids, pretty much because she 80 and they like 30, 40. You know, you know, she's amongst the fray of those who are, you know, whipping it up. And that's not something you do. She said in her confession, Patricia's like, well, what's next? A wheelchair?
that woman had a $33,000 wicker purse that looked like, and
No,
you're
that was
gonna hand
50. Wait, correct. That was 50K.
oh, excuse me,
Girl.
and you're gonna hand her a Bucky's cane
Speaking of shit.
without anybody else around and no explanation. You know what? Fool. I loved it. She should have got up and walked away. Like, I'm not even gonna entertain whatever this is.
She actually did. As soon as he sat down, that's when she got up and she was like,
well, this is why JT struggles, because it's like, what, he does well in like smaller, but this kind of failed pageantry.
Right.
JT.
Right. It was just a failure all the way around. Craig was
Weird.
laughing so hard on the inside after JT walked away. It was like, oh wow, this looks kind of pitiful.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Obviously, I'm okay. I'm gonna give JT some grace. I'm not gonna keep laughing at him. Obviously, he was nervous about meeting everyone from last season.
Sure.
So he wanted to make a great impression according to the start of the show, talking with Venita about wanting to right the wrongs. And pretty much as soon as he saw everybody, he first saw Austen and he said, okay, let's just get out the way right here, right now. Before the end of hello was said, he wanted to make amends. So I'll give him that. I just think he was too nervous and he was probably sweating and he probably needed to go to the bathroom again and he couldn't, you know, his leg getting in the way. He probably needed a pain pill. Who knows? But yeah, poor thing. It just wasn't landing. Everybody was offended. Nope. Everybody laughing at him, child. Now, when you offend Miss Patricia, that's like offending Kathy Hilton. You about to
yeah, that you did. You offended a Charleston society matriarch, the equivalent of a Kathy Hilton.
He about to be Lisa Rinna in a minute.
Oh,
just saying.
Yeah.
So then we see Whitney arrives with his barely legal date. Jesus. And
this girl.
She didn't even speak to nobody. She just went off to herself, looking at the food. Don't know if she want to eat or not. She was just over there. I mean, girl, it's just fruit. Eat some fruit. Eat the fruit, girl. It ain't no calorie. Just eat the fruit.
He brought a wilted flower with him.
Girl, she looked younger than everybody there.
He's a lech. He needs to stop. Whatever he's doing, it's like this girl, look, you know, I'm not even going to make any more. I could make so many jokes. But the fact that that's who he showed up with is the joke enough for itself.
Now, this is very interesting, and I'm very proud of Taylor for this. So pretty much Shep is, you know, wondering if he should go over and talk to Taylor, you know, yada, yada. So he finally does. And she's just, hey, how you doing? You know how she do. And he's trying to make small talk, mentioning how he texts her things, no response. He thinks he's blocked. And she's like, yeah, he's blocked. She got a new man. And that's when they put up the screen like fine ass Gaston. And she ain't ruining that for nothing. And he said, well, I can text, I can tell you what it said. And she's like, no, I don't want to hear it. No. That's how you get them off of you. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. I don't need to get no text from you, because if it's something with the cast, I'll get it. I don't need to hear nothing. She ain't messing up this with Gaston over her ex. And I'm so happy, because last season, if you didn't know last season, in my opinion, it's a total 360. What do you think?
Agree. And I would just like to say I'm rooting for Taylor this season because she did tragically lose her brother. I think very similarly to Olivia. She also got dog walked by Shep. He cheated on her. She wanted to marry him. She was putting in the commitment to being his wife, and he did what he does. He enjoyed that relationship as long as it suited him, and then he ditched her. So I'm, I don't think her behavior was great last season, but I think she was reeling from that relationship, and I'm happy to see her happy with boundaries, because he needs to learn. The good ones will get away.
Exactly. And that was pretty much the end of it. The way she ended that with him, we're going to end this.
Yeah.
That was pretty much it, y'all. We can't wait for episode 2. Any last words about the episode?
Nope. Just looking forward to the season.
Yes. Now, let everyone know where we can find you when you're not here with me talking about either Southern Charm, or we just got through doing Southern Sunset on Netflix.
Yep.
If you want, go back to the library and watch that. We're going to do Drag Race regular. It's coming season 17. It's coming through in January, right?
Yeah.
We're going to do a review on their looks coming up real soon this month. And then after that, All Stars is coming through. So y'all just know it's some stuff coming from us, y'all. We're going to be pushing through these next several months. But let us know, everybody know where we can find you when you're not here with me.
You can find me on Instagram at Alexander. Oh my God. I fell down the stairs in my own mind. Sorry, everybody. The electricity went out in our house for a second. Speaking of, if you would like to get a psychic reading, you can hit me up on Instagram at psychic_ELB. Hit me up with the DM, say an uncle or aunt, and I will give you a friends and family discount. You can also catch me occasionally on Alexander Rogers' channel, putting in my 2 cents.
I know that's right. And you guys, again, thanks for tuning in. If I haven't said it already, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm on my way to 1,000 subscribers. So when you like this video, it gets in the spaces of other places. And you can also share it. Let folks know however you share with your device. Just go ahead and send it on to whoever. And don't forget to subscribe. And I will catch you next time. Bye. All day.